Is it going to work this time? Come on, YouTube. Come on, AT&T. Get your shit together. Alright, looks like it's going to work. Alright guys, so sorry about that. Let me update everybody what happened. While doing my first live stream this evening, my light's freaking out in here. Everything's freaking out tonight, guys. One of those nights that everything's just freaking out. This storm's got everything all boogered, I guess, at the moment. Anyhow, while in the midst of our live stream, we heard a very loud bang. I don't know what in the hell is going on with that light. Let me turn that one on instead. That's better. Anyhow, there was a very large bang. And I jumped up and I looked out the hatch and I couldn't see where anything had happened. And while back down here, I got to thinking, well, maybe it was my forward cleats broke loose or something. And that's the bang that I heard. Well, I went forward and looked, and I shut down the live stream, went forward and looked, and no, it wasn't the cleats. The cleats are just fine. Wind's blowing a hoolie. You notice I now have a clean shirt. My hair's been washed and dried one more time today. I think I've got 5 wet towels already today as a result of the storm. But anyhow, no, the boat's fine. The cleats are fine. The line's up fine. There's no chafing going on. The forward deck is fine. But I did turn down the VHF. I think what happened is I think one of the neighbors' boats came by and hit my boat. That's what I think happened. I think one of the neighbors came by and hit my boat. There's some folks over here on a catamaran that are yelling and carrying on and being quite animated about stuff over there. I don't know what's going on, but there's no chatter on the VHF radio. In fact, there's surprisingly little chatter on the VHF radio right now, which makes me wonder if I am working. So let me do a radio check. Radio check.
I hear you working loud and clear. It worked.
Copy that. Thanks, guys. I had a large bang here at my boat on P3 a moment ago, but I don't see anything around me or any boats that may have hit me or something. I don't know what it was.
Good, copy, man.
Alright, so...
Yeah, somebody walked on you. Good, copy there.
Copy that, thanks. Alright, so apparently the VHF is working just quiet. Surprising, wow. That's the quietest it's been all...
Bang with a local shark named Fred. He's about a 14-foot bull shark. And he's pretty active during storms about ramming boats.
Okay.
Wagon, didn't know what it was.
14-foot bull shark ramming boats in the storm. Yeah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it.
Hey, hold on. No, we're holding up.
Alright, so I guess all of a sudden we're having some chatter. Okay, it just seemed awful quiet. I didn't know why it was so quiet. Especially with all the storm and animation and yelling going on over there and stuff. So anyhow, with that said, my boat's fine, so I'm not going to worry about it. I thought maybe a boat came by and hit me or something. That's about what it felt like. It felt like another boat hit my boat. But I don't know. Tomorrow morning I'll get up and go around the outside and check it and see if I can find any skid marks or bangs or dents or dings. Or I don't hear my bilge pump kicking on. I'm not taking on water, so.
This is Inicia calling. We're on T5. We don't see anything.
Okay.
T5, we don't see anything at all.
Yeah, roger that. If anything hit me, it would be in the it'd be in the grass field by now.
Okay. Inicia.
Willie 2 standing by on 6-8. Anyhow, so I guess there really wasn't anything else going on. Alright, whatever. I'm not sure what that bang was. Maybe it was a lightning somewhere nearby, a thunder strike. just was odd. It was just odd. Apparently we just have odd stuff go on boats from time to time. Who'd have thunk it? Anyhow, what we got going on? Ships that go bump in the night. There you go. Teutonic terror. Shark. Yeah, I don't buy the shark nonsense. I don't buy that for one moment. But anyhow, going back to what I was saying before, yes, it was fairly loud, pilot. I mean, it was a loud bang. It sounded like another boat hit mine. I mean, that's what it sounded like another boat had crashed into my boat. But when I went up top and looked, I didn't see any boats anywhere near me. So I'm not really sure what that was. In the light of day, we will examine the outside of the boat and see if we can't forensically figure out what happened. But right now, I'm fine. So anyhow, what I was saying beforehand, I have a gentleman who's been a long time viewer of the show, but really has not contributed hardly anything in the past. And all of a sudden he got motivated by seeing what John Dolan had done, and by Coyote's generous match funds last night. And so he's offering to do another match. And the deal is between now and Christmas, so 5 days, and this will end at 7 p.m. on Christmas night at my live stream on that Christmas day. He's going to do a match of up to $500. Anybody that donates, he'll match dollar for dollar up to $500 between now and Christmas Day at 7 o'clock. And then that'll start a second $500 run between then and New Year's Eve. 7 p.m. New Year's Eve. So, awesome, guys. I love it. I really do. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys doing that and helping me out. So, maybe if we have some success with that, we will be able to get ourselves a vehicle and be able to, you know, really kick the real estate business up into high gear. So, another time to hit the like. Yeah, there you go. How do you donate? Most people will donate using my PayPal. Maybe Pilot could put my PayPal link up there. It is paypal.me/Carl Brook.
Think about what's in the harbor? Over.
So now all of a sudden the VHF's gone crazy. Been quiet for a while now. So okay, you are live streaming on Christmas Day. I don't know. Old Rejects, I don't know. I may. You know, there's a lot of us out there that don't have a lot of family around, that aren't doing anything for Christmas. So yeah, I'll probably live stream on Christmas, so people could you know, anybody that's out there and isn't doing something with family and all that can at least join in with our little merry band of folks and have some friends to talk to at Christmas Eve. And
That's a big shark.
they're still going on about it being a big shark.
This is Rogue. This is Smiley on Rogue. Fred, our local board bull shark, was 14 foot when he hit my kayak and took me about 2 foot up in the air right in front of Bird Eyes 2 years ago. Pretty sure he's larger than that. With him and a great white in the harbor right now, don't fall off your boat.
Yeah, I was just swimming on the back of the boat a little bit ago. I was just swimming in the harbor a little bit ago before the storm. Wanted to rinse off and cool off before the storm came in. That's not cool that they're spreading lies like that. That's going to scare. There's a bunch of kids in the harbor who go swimming all the time. I seriously doubt there's a great white shark here in Buki Harbor. That just does not make any sense whatsoever. I mean, it could happen, but pretty shallow in here for a shark to come in here. So, anywho, so guys, that's really all I got.
Listening on that, please keep it clean.
Keep it clean on the net. All right. Anyhow, Live stream good Christmas presents for all of us. There you go, Alan. I agree with that. Yep. Coyote, I've not seen any damage whatsoever. Not seen any damage whatsoever, so I have no idea what that was. I can't. Okay, no problem, pilot. No problem. Okay, I'm just reading the chat here. All right. Next Jaws movie live. Yeah.
In this neighborhood.
What's a cleat? Okay. A cleat is a sort of a T-shaped looking object, kind of a T-shaped looking object that is mounted on the four corners of the boat, and what we use those to tie the lines to. It has two horns that stick out opposite directions from one another, and what you do is you wrap your line around and then over and then over, and then you twist it around and snug it down, and that locks the line tight around the cleat, and it holds the rope. So when you put your anchor out, how you tie the anchor to your boat is you use a dock cleat or a boat cleat, depending on whether it's mounted to a boat or mounted to a dock. You'll see them up and down docks. You'll see them up and down boats. It is a small, I don't have one here as an example to give you, but it's a small, well, some of them are huge actually, but it's a thing shaped with 2 points in opposite direction that comes up from the dock that you wrap the ropes around to secure the ropes to it, to your lines to it. So that's what a cleat is. Or I can film it. Yep, I can film a cleat, and I'll even film the correct way to cleat off a line too as well. I'll do that at the marina next time I think about it. So, head-banging manatees, yeah. Well, that could be it, Coyote. You know, they could be down there rocking and rolling to some heavy metal and just got too close to the boat when they were going by, you know. Oh, man. Hey, Frank, what's going on, brother? So anyhow, kids, that's what's going on. Big storm in the harbor, lots of rain, lots of wind, boats bouncing around all over the place. I am not feeling good. Not feeling good at all. I think I got sick from somebody in the taxi yesterday. You know, you're handling all that cash, all that money, and you know, I know for a fact there was a guy yesterday got in the cab and he was like coughing into his hand, and then he used that hand to get the money out to hand me the money. So, you know, you have that happen, you're going to get sick. I don't know. We'll see. I did get some real estate business done today, which was great. Really great, actually. And I don't know if you guys heard me talk about earlier, I pulled the shrimp trap, got some pilchers out of the shrimp trap today. So I've got some bait ready to go for me on Saturday. I think I'm going to do some fishing on Saturday. And I guess that's about it for the current immediate plans. I will say this much, though. I'm going to start doing some stuff different on my channel going forward. I'm going to limit all conversations to sailing, boating, scuba diving, and fishing. That's it. I'm not going to be talking about anything other than that from here on out. I'm not going to talk about any other sources of income, about my real estate business. I'm not going to talk about that at all. Just for my safety and the safety of others. So that's it. The channel is going to be only boating, sailing, scuba diving, and I'm not going to talk about my financial situation at all, except that, you know, people can donate if they want to, and I've got some guy doing a match right now. So between now and Christmas night, 7 o'clock Christmas Eve, we're doing a match, $500 for dollar. Anybody that donates to my PayPal, paypal.me/Carl Brook. Anybody that donates to that, he'll match dollar for dollar up to $500 between now and Christmas Eve. And then right after Christmas Eve, between Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, he's going to do another $500 for a total of $1,000, which I think is just absolutely awesome. He doesn't think that if we did 1,000 between now and Christmas, he doesn't think we would reach that. So he wants to make sure that he donates the full 1,000, so he broke it up to 500 and 500, and that's just absolutely fine with me. Christmas spirit, guys. A little bit of that Christmas spirit that I was talking about earlier. So that's just awesome. Love to hear that. And you know who you are, buddy. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. We're not going to share your information. And for the rest of the people that have donated so much over this period of time and what have you that have helped out, you guys rock. You guys are awesome. But we have another match opportunity if people want to help out and jump in there. So. A lot of boating lingo to learn. Hopefully I'll be an expert in a few months. All right, well, good to know. I've been around boats for years and I'm nowhere near an expert. Channel becomes sidetracked subjects that shouldn't have a place here. All right. Can you really do that? You seem to tell everybody. Yeah, I know, Rejects. I got to keep my big mouth shut. That's what I need to do. There you go, Frank. There's my PayPal. There's the PayPal link. Thank you, Frank. How much would a car be? Eric, I've been looking at a number of different cars that I've seen come up and be bought and sold recently. I saw a really nice older Lincoln Town car. It had 90,000 miles on it, but inside and out it was immaculate. It was only 900 bucks. I didn't have 900 bucks at the time, but it was just immaculate. So I'm looking forward to if I could put together. This guy will do 1,000 and people match that, and I can raise $2,000. I ought to be able to buy something halfway decent, or at least something halfway decent looking that would be adequate for me to drive around as a realtor and not look like I'm driving some old wreck or something. So, yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at. Drinks a beer, okay. Thanks for posting the PayPal link. Well, thank you, Titanic Sir, and hopefully you will use it and donate some money. That would be awesome. It's okay to say Merry Christmas. There you go, Pilot. Very nice that the person is doing a PayPal match. Thank you, whoever it is. Yes, thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'm just checking my anchor alarm. Shows me all over the place. But still well within where I'm supposed to be, so. Oh, brother. I'm tired. Been up since 4 a.m. this morning again. I'm tired, man. Gonna have to get some sleep. Okay. Owned a 1994 Lincoln Connie. Nice looking and runner. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for, or something like some of the old Suburbans. Sometimes you can get a pretty good deal on a Suburban. Or a crew cab pickup, or something like that. Although, to be honest with you guys, I was kind of surprised that that Kia, K-I-A, Kia van I'm driving for the taxi company. I drove yesterday. The one I drove yesterday was really, really comfortable. I could see myself owning something like that. Although I don't need the multi-passenger van aspect of it, the room would be nice. So. And that way I could get a lot of stuff off the boat, make room here for another person to be able to join me on the boat. And then I could, get some of the folks that did the Sailing with Grandpa stuff. They can come down and hang out here at Buki Harbor with me for a week or so and party on the boat and have some fun, So we're looking forward to that too. So anyhow, and with that said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and pull the plug on the live stream for the night. I kind of did this in 2 parts. 0 to 60 times. Yeah, 0 to 60 in about an hour. They're not fast cars. I don't need a fast car anymore. I'm past that. So, thank you, School of Science. You stay safe too. All rejects. No, what an anchor alarm is it's a location alarm. I set up a. I actually use an app on my cell phone called Anchor, A-N-C-H-O-R, and it looks like that. I don't know if you guys can see that. There you go. Come on, get the light right. There you go. All right. So you see the sailboat's in the middle. The round circle is where the anchor is, and the big circle around the outside of that is the perimeter that I think is safe for me to be in without getting into trouble. So what this program does is it monitors where my anchor is, or where the boat is in regards to the anchor, and it has to stay within inside of that perimeter. If the sailboat moves outside of that perimeter, then either I've broken an anchor line or my anchor's dragging. And so that's what I use the app for. There's another app used for as an anchor alarm called Drag Queen, which I thought was pretty funny. But yeah, I don't use Drag Queen, I use Anchor. So okay, what else we got? Heard outboard theft is a big problem too. Was there an app for that? I don't know. I don't hear of anybody getting their outboard stolen here in Buki Harbor. I did hear of somebody talking about a dinghy that was stolen down in Key West. In fact, I gave a ride to a fella.
I got some friends over at the dinghy dock reporting that a large dinghy has swamped or sunk at the dinghy dock right across from the pump-out boats. I don't have any more information yet. They're checking to see if they can get a number on it or see what condition it's in, but just be aware that there is a dinghy underwater at the dinghy docks.
There you go. The dinghy sank. Huh. But yeah, well, I gave a ride to a fellow who had his dinghy stolen, so. GPS is great. Yeah, that's called Lily. That's enough security. Yeah, Lily dog. So, all right, guys. Anyhow, I'm gonna kick back, drink a beer, relax, maybe watch a movie this evening, chill out a little bit, and monitor my anchor alarm and make sure no other boats bang into mine. So.
This is Harley again. The dinghy is a big aluminum boat, dark in color, is upside down. Numbers are FL186891. FL186891. That's the numbers given to me. It is upside down in the dinghy dock. Over.
Yeah.
Do we know what kind of engine is on that?
Can you guys hear that okay?
Hardly. Let me see if I can find out for you.
Yeah, let me know the color and horsepower to it.
Huh. You know, I had a guy who was a fan a while back, and he ended up becoming a troll idiot. He was also of a mind that one of these aluminum John boats would be a good dinghy. Obviously, they're not. There's probably 50 dinghies tied up at the dinghy dock right now, and it was an aluminum John boat that sank. They just don't have enough buoyancy. They don't have enough freeboard to be a suitable boat for a dinghy. They just don't work. And nobody else in the marina wants to be anywhere near them. Everybody with inflatable dinghies doesn't want to be anywhere near these aluminum dinghies, the hard dinghies. They're afraid of getting punctured. They're afraid of their boats getting up against theirs and scratching them and denting them, and they're really prejudiced against, to be honest with you. But there are people that do it because they're cheap. You know, you can buy one really cheaply. You can buy a brand new one for, you know, $600 or $800 or something. But you know, they're just not suitable. The ideal is an inflatable rib, a rigid inflatable boat. That's what rib means, rigid inflatable boat. Solid deck, solid hull, with it, you know, like my Avon, like Rosie, the dinghy that I have.
Sorry. Storm will be here.
So,
it will be. It's coming.
Now we're having lots of conversation on the VHF.
Yeah, the ball. Hardly. My friends cannot see the engine on that upside-down dinghy, but they did manage to get a yellow toolbox out of it that was floating out of the dinghy. Over.
Can you tell me, was it a square or a round nose?
Hardly. Let me check. Over.
Square or round nose? I guess he's trying to figure out whose boat it is. He probably recognizes a lot of those hard bottoms. Anyhow, this is very typical around the harbor here, especially on a night like tonight with a storm blowing through. Quite often it's sort of our entertainment at night to listen to the VHF radio. It's
Family, Frankos are coming.
Big winds coming right now. It kind of is reminiscent to me of when I was a kid.
Now it's kind of like Chris Tyler's dinghy.
You know, back in the 60s and the 70s, we used to go down to Ohio and stay on our farm down there.
Hardly
And
confirmed it is a square nose dinghy, upside down.
square nose dinghy. And
I'll give him a call and
he obviously knows whose dinghy that is.
Nick's also got a square dinghy, flat dumbo, but no engine.
Anyhow, it's sort of
there is an engine on that boat. Is that right?
sort of reminiscent to me of when I was a kid growing up.
Yeah, that's black painted.
You only had one radio to listen to, and you know, everybody would huddle around and get together and sit in the living room and listen to the radio. Well, this with the VHF is almost like the exact same thing. It's like everybody in the harbor sits in there on their boat at night and listens to the VHF radio and listens to the chat and the communications and stuff going on. It's really kind of interesting to be able to sit here and do that. So, Frank, yeah, you can, not a problem. How's my dinghy? All rejects. My dinghy is perfect. It is absolutely perfect. Doing great. So, no one's hurt. They just had a dinghy at the dinghy dock that sank. Did the dinghy captain go down with the ship? I doubt it. You need a V-bottom boat. Well, I don't know about a V-bottom boat, but twin hulls are nice, but the standard rib seems to be the best thing. So, yeah, somebody definitely has a surprise coming. Absolutely. What do you do for a living? I am a realtor and I am a YouTuber. That's what I do for a living. All hell is broken down in Buki Harbor tonight. Oh no, this is normal. Now, maybe a little bit more than normal because of the storm, but you often get people just talking back and forth and having conversations and, you know, talking about all kinds of stuff. So, where are people on the Wallow talkie based? You sell items on the radio. Yeah, every morning they have a cruiser's net. They have a radio on the VHF radio. They do an hour-long thing from 9 to 10. Sometimes it runs more than an hour. And in there they talk about a lot of different things. And one section they do there is called Buy, Sell, and Trade, where if you have something you want to sell, you can announce it on the radio, and if somebody else in the harbor wants one, they'll let you know. Like the other day, somebody needed a telephone cord. You remember the old-fashioned telephone cords? You know, the little square plastic clip that plugs in 4 wires, had the little plastic clip thing on it. Anyhow, somebody wanted one of those. Well, for some reason, I had one, so I got on the radio and said, "Hey, I've got one. You're welcome to it. Come get it." So he came over and I gave it to him. You know, I got on there when I was doing the deck fill install on the head. I needed the fitting that mounts through the hull in order to have the guys pump out the toilet that I got installed. And some guy in the harbor reached me on the VHF radio and said, "Hey, I've got a brand new one still in the package. You're welcome to it." So, you know, that was like an $80 part that he just gave me. So I ran over there and got it. That's very common. They have the buy, sell, and trade, and they also do a section. If ever, how they're going to do trivia. Oh man. Predictive text. Okay. What hurt your boat? What hit my boat? Steve, I have no idea. I have no idea what hit my boat. I don't see anything around my boat. My boat's fine. There's no damage done anywhere that I can see. So I don't know. I don't know what is going on with that noise that we heard. But we're not gonna go there. So,
no, it does not.
Nice people, family, community. Yep, it certainly is. So. Yeah, actually, rejects. I stopped myself short because I'm not talking about anything other than boating, sailing, cruising, scuba diving, fishing. That's all that's going to be on the channel from now on. I'm not talking anymore about my income or my business. So, probably the wind blowing stuff around. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There was some talk on the radio about possibly somebody boat dragging through the harbor.
Many people say
There's a catamaran over here that's got a lot of people up on deck, and it's all lit up, and they're animated about, you know, doing something with their anchoring bridle and what have you. So, you know, maybe they broke loose and they hit me and moved back over before I got up on deck to look. I don't know. You know, I don't jump up on deck and look quickly anymore. So. And with the wind blowing the way it is, that boat would have been quite a ways away from me by the time I got up on deck to look. So, how deep is the water? I'm in about 10 feet of water, something like that, where I'm right now. So, the 12 attack community. Yeah, okay. So, anyhow.
How about this one? How many gifts would you receive? All the gifts and the 12 days of Christmas.
All right, a little bit of trivia for you. How many gifts would you receive if you received all the gifts in the 12 days of Christmas? Right?
And the gift would be life.
The gift would be life. You know, you got 12 of this and 11 of that and 10 of something else, and so does it get bouncy sometimes at anchor? It does. When you have a storm blowing through like we're having right now, Eric, it does get bouncy here. I've seen waves blowing through the harbor about 1.5 foot high waves. Even though we're in an almost completely protected 360-degree area,
That's what it was.
Sometimes we
reported the sun thing out there. Come back.
Sometimes we still, you know, get bounced around pretty good.
Hey, any chance you can get me a picture of that? I got Chris on the phone here. We just want to confirm it's his. He's out of town, so he can't do much about it.
I've got the numbers if you want those.
You said you have an Avon dinghy. I never heard of an Avon. Are they very good? Yeah, I like my Avon dinghy. In fact, there was a guy in the harbor this morning needing help, and me and another guy went out there to help him move his anchors. Anyhow, me and another guy went out to help him move his anchors, and me and the other guy both have the same dinghy. We both have Avon, so it's a very good dinghy. I like it.
As long as you see the bottom of that boat, I'll be able to tell if it's or not.
Still conversation going on about the sunk dinghy, so. Can you guys hear what's going on the radio? Can you guys hear that okay?
Yeah, let's pull that one out there, yeah. Let's get this figured out. Appreciate it.
Actually, you know what? You're right. I keep saying Avon. It was an Apex. You're right, Johnny Hag. It is an Apex. I'm saying Avon. It was Apex. Both me and the other guy both have Apex dinghies, not Avon dinghies. I was saying the wrong word. You're absolutely correct. It's an Apex. A-P-E-X. Mine is an Apex dinghy named Rosie, and his is an Apex dinghy. I don't think he has a name, so. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, didn't sell the Apex and buy an Avon. I was just using the wrong word, Johnny. You're right. Okay, yeah, making most of. Okay, you guys are making most of it out. Okay. Why Rosie? I auctioned off the naming rights to the dinghy, and one of my viewers, Gene Callahan, had the highest donation for that. He outbid everybody else for the right to name it, and we named it Dinghy. So that's what we named it Rosie, rather. That's what he wanted to call it, was Rosie. Decipher what's being hard to decipher what's being said on it. Yeah. It is hard to understand and hard to hear it sometimes, especially with me talking and them talking at the same time. So, but anyhow, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I'm gonna kick back, relax, drink a beer, and watch a movie. So, you guys be good and be careful. Take good care of one another. Remember, we have a match situation going on right now. Anybody that donates to my PayPal, it will be matched dollar for dollar between now and Christmas Day, up to $500. So if you want to hit the PayPal, there's a link in the comments up above. Scroll up in the comments, you'll find it. Hit the PayPal up and donate, and any amount you donate, there you go, Frank, put it up again. Any amount you guys donate, he's matching dollar for dollar up to $500 between now and Christmas, and then another $500 he'll be doing between Christmas and New Year's. So anyhow, guys, with that said, be good, be careful, take good care of one another, and I will have more for you tomorrow. Night, kids.